My idea. Long time ago, there lived a courageous, resilient, and mysterious woman called Fobikoko, light-skinned lady. She had set out in search of a nephew called Etuahe Penny, who was compelled by financial circumstances to move from Kumasi to live in Atrensia to better his life. Bibi. When Fobikoko reached Atrensia, she lodged in a kind woman's house called Asantua from the country client. And as we all know, as a guest traveler, he or she has to be seen off in a good way. So Phoebe was escorted with a ferryman who was to help her cross the mighty river Tano. Hey, Nipa, Suro Nipa. Namuni Bibi, Phoebe has fallen into the river. Hey, Asante Sebeni, where they did me to say the mo. Phoebe is under the river, under. Me say that. Under. Now why ne be kwa koyi no? So the ferryman has to run to inform the people of Atrensia and Kenya say about what has happened. Fofi Antoata. Yeshishe ya Uncle Siaga. So we have to go and inform Ashishe Tano to intervene on our behalf. Now when him they see ye, Monche mebo mumu. Yeshishe and it's Uncle Siaga. So we have to go the second time. And it was revealed that Phoebe is not dead. Hey! And Ahafo. Hey! So, to our surprise, she came along with some objects and talismans, both at her back and on her head. She came along with some 3 objects, namely, Ofri Kwejo, which is the eldest of it all, Etubontin, which is the mighty river Tano, Koko, which means red shade, and Neti Koko. Collectively, these objects were named as Tia Kofi of Atrensia. So, it symbolizes harmony, prosperity, and enduring spirit of my people. It is all about me, Kroma. Yen to ya mamreni amani ase da. If you say amamre ohoi, emuedu. Nene na dia beko baby. Enti abra me kwaso makonwen. Ofoto wo ho. Eh ma hu se wo twa me dodo chamba ko ka ho. Me wa efa o. Nako no biaba. Thank you.
Darkowaa from the Ahafo region, and tonight she says was Shrodipa. But let's move over to our judges and Janet. What do you have to say about her performance?
Hello, Darkowaa.
Hello.
Etiseng. For the past 3 weeks, I've always found you very competitive, very confident, and very sassy. You know, tonight, I was expecting that. But to be honest with you, your voice was a little bit monotonous. So I found myself tuning off sometimes. And that is not a good sign. You know what I mean? Like you were saying, Enyangwawa. I mean, isn't this strange? I think that's what you were, if I correctly translate it. But your face didn't show Enyangwawa. Do you know what I mean? So words were coming, but they were not going with your attitude and your gestures. So I found the rhythm a bit of, it was staccato, like this. Then it goes like this. You know what I mean? Yes. So next time, please be fluid in the storytelling, engage us, and I think it will be more enjoyable.
Thank you.
Trust Janet to always give us something to take home. Tonight, it's what? Staccato. Oh, staccato. Okay, I'm putting that in my pocket. But let's move over to Dr. Dogbaji and find out what she also thinks.
Yeah, Darkowaa,
Yes, ma'am.
thank you for that story. I was really looking out for this story because I love stories of origin and stories behind the names that we use every day and all these things. So that choice was a brilliant one for me. Well done for that. Now, let's talk about your telling of the story. You see, you can tell one story for 5 hours. You can tell the same story for 2 minutes. You can tell the same story for 5 minutes. You can tell it for 30 minutes, you see. So when you're working within time, select the parts of the story that sums up the essence of the story and tell that in a most compelling way, you know. So I'm saying that in future, you can work your way through your stories in a way that will still keep suspense and everything alive. Like my colleague said, there were moments where I missed portions of the story because the voice technique, you know, needed to be upbeat. But you did tell the story beautifully, I must say. And the code switching was also working, but you need to make us believe that you know what you're saying and that you're connected to what you're saying. One thing that we must never forget is why you are telling the story, because that gives you perspective, you know. So, yeah, you know, what the story is, you do know. But why you're telling the story, that informs how you tell the story. So I am suggesting that we all keep that in mind. But having said that, I'm saying this to make it stronger, but we are starting from the baseline of well done. Congratulations.
All right.